The drama surrounding this collapse in Cleveland did not end when the final whistle blew. In many ways, that was only the beginning. Because once the scoreboard locked in a 31-29 loss to a 1-win Tennessee Titans team, the real damage started to surface. Not just in the standings, not just in the stat sheets, but deep inside the foundation of an organization that suddenly looks fractured at its core. This was not a normal loss. This was not a game you shrug off and move past. This was a home game, a 12-point favorite, against a team that had been sleepwalking through the season. And Cleveland still found a way to lose, not because they lacked talent, but because they refused to trust it when it mattered most. That is why this moment feels different. Because for the first time, the disconnect between the coaching staff and the locker room is no longer something whispered behind closed doors. It spilled into public view. And it did so through the calm, measured, unmistakable words of the most respected voice in the building. Myles Garrett did not shout. He did not accuse. He did not storm out. He did something far more powerful. He validated the quarterback everyone just watched carry the team on his back and made it impossible to ignore what followed. When a franchise cornerstone emphasizes composure, growth, pocket movement, and clutch play from a rookie, it is not accidental. It is intentional. It is a signal. Because players know. Veterans know. Leaders know when a game is lost because of execution and when it is lost because of decisions. And this one was lost at the decision point. Shedeur Sanders had earned the right to be on the field. Not because of hype. Not because of his last name. Because of what he did between the lines. 364 passing yards. 3 touchdown throws. 1 rushing score. 2 fourth-quarter touchdown drives. An 80-yard march that flipped the stadium upside down. All of it accomplished under pressure, with the season slipping away, with defenses adjusting, and with the weight of the moment squarely on his shoulders. That is not a rookie surviving. That is a quarterback ascending. And yet, when the game demanded belief, the coaching staff chose fear. The decision to predetermine Wildcat 2-point attempts before kickoff revealed everything. It told the locker room that adaptability was optional. That momentum did not matter. That performance did not matter. That trust was conditional. When you script critical moments days in advance and refuse to adjust even as reality screams otherwise, you are not coaching. You are managing risk for yourself, not the team. That is what players feel. That is what leaders notice. And that is why Garrett's words hit so hard. He spoke about execution, about expectation, about accountability, about things not being who they are. That language carries weight because it reflects internal frustration, defensive frustration, locker room frustration, the kind that builds quietly until one moment makes it impossible to suppress. This loss also exposed something deeper about Kevin Stefanski's leadership style. Accountability without reflection is hollow. Repeating responsibility without explaining reasoning does not inspire confidence. It creates distance. It tells players that the process is not open to scrutiny, even when the results are disastrous. And this roster cannot afford distance right now. Injuries are mounting. The offensive line is battered. The center position may be compromised long-term. Special teams have become liabilities. Defensive discipline cracked against a run-heavy opponent that should not have been able to control the game. These are moments when coaching clarity matters most. When trust must be reinforced, not undermined. Instead, the Browns watched their most dynamic offensive weapon stand on the sideline while the season slipped through their fingers. That image will linger. Because players remember who was trusted when the moment arrived. Quarterbacks remember when they were taken out of rhythm. Leaders remember when belief was withheld. And fans remember when courage was replaced by caution. Shedeur Sanders did not lose this game. He elevated it. He gave Cleveland hope. He gave the franchise a glimpse of a future that feels real for the first time in a long time. And that is why this loss hurts more than usual. Because it wasted something rare. You do not stumble into performances like that. You build them. And when you get them, you protect them. This is now a defining moment for the Browns organization. Not because of the Titans. Not because of the score. But because of what happens next. Will the coaching staff learn? Will they adapt? Will they trust what is unfolding in front of them instead of clinging to scripts and safety nets? Or will this become another chapter in Cleveland's long history of mismanaging its most important position at the most critical moments? Myles Garrett has already chosen his side. He chose belief. He chose growth. He chose the player who delivered when everything was on the line. Now the rest of the organization has to decide whether it is willing to do the same. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe for more in-depth NFL storytelling. And let me know what you think. Did Kevin Stefanski cost the Browns this game by pulling Shedeur Sanders? And is this the moment that officially cracks the